Hello, everybody. What we have to show today is a United States major typeset album that is mostly complete, has just about all the coins filled in. What a typeset is, it's a set of coins where you just collect one example of each design, each major type of design. That's what that means. Most people seek out the Dansco 7070 album. 7070 is the model number of the Dansco album. And what this is here is this is an early version of that Dansco 7070 album. It's actually a special edition of the Dansco 7070 called the Continental Line that was, I believe, made for the West Coast market. So you can see here, it has the major types of coins. It has 3 different spots for half cents. We got 2 of those filled in. Has 4 different large cents. Now, it doesn't have all the super difficult ones like the chain cent and wreath cent from 1793. It just has the ones that most people could afford in a decent condition. We got the small cents. We got the modern cents. We got a 2 cent, the 3 cent silver, and the 3 cent nickel. Taking a closer look at the coins on page 1 here, we have an 1835 half cent, an 1853 Liberty Head half cent, an 1803 draped bust large cent, 1813 classic head large cent, 1832 Liberty Head large cent, and an 1848 large cent. A really nice 1857 Flying Eagle cent, 1859 one-year type coin of the Indian cent, an 1860 copper nickel Indian head cent, really nice 1907 Indian head cent, a 1909 VDB Lincoln cent, and a 1956 proof Lincoln. Got a 43S steel, zinc plated steel, 1968 S proof memorial cent, an 1864 large motto bronze 2 cent piece, an 1852 3 cent silver, and the 1865 3 cent nickel. It's got 4 different versions of the half dime. Got the major varieties of the nickel, starting with the Shield nickel to the Liberty nickel, Buffalo, Jefferson, including a really nice toned war nickel right there. Got the dime, starting with the Liberty cap, which is missing in this album, but all the way straight through the modern Roosevelt. Page 2 of the album starts with an 1858 seated Liberty half dime, 1853 with arrows Liberty seated half dime, and an 1871 seated Liberty half dime. The nickels are an 1866 Shield nickel with rays, an 1870 Shield nickel that doesn't have the rays, a beautiful uncirculated 1883 no cents Liberty head, Liberty nickel is what we call them mostly, 1908 Liberty nickel, and a 1913 Type 1 Buffalo. Got a beautifully toned 1936S Buffalo nickel. Got a modern proof Jefferson nickel. A 1945S War nickel that's beautiful uncirculated with some toning. Got a 1858 Liberty seated dime. 1854 with arrows seated Liberty dime. An 1876 Carson City seated Liberty, a 1912 Barber dime, a nicely toned 1939 Mercury dime, and last but not least on this page, a 1958 Roosevelt dime. Got the 20 cent piece right here. Got a capped bust quarter, a few Liberty seated quarters, missing the one with rays. Also missing a Barber quarter in this album, but it's got the Type 1 and the Type 2 standing Liberty quarters. You got the capped bust half dollars, some Liberty seated half dollars, again missing the one with rays on the reverse. Page 3 of the album 1875 S 20-cent piece, an 1832 capped bust $quarter, an 1858 seated Liberty quarter, 1876 Carson City seated Liberty quarter, no barber quarter, but a really beautiful Type 1 standing Liberty quarter from 1917, Type 2 from 1929 S, and a 64 proof Washington quarter. Really nice 1828 capped bust $half, 1837 reeded edge capped bust $half, and an 1849 O seated Liberty $half. Missing the raised type. 1877 S seated Liberty $half, and a 1908 O Barber $half. Got some really nice coins here. Walking Liberty, Franklin, and Kennedy $half. It's got spots for 4 different commemorative $half, and you can choose whichever ones you want to put in there. This one has the Monroe Doctrine commemorative from 1923, the Washington Carver, the Booker T. Washington, and the Columbian Expo. Got the 2 different seated dollars for the ones with motto and without. Got a spot for a trade dollar, a Morgan, and a peace dollar. The next page of the album has a 1942 Walking Liberty half, a proof 1962 Franklin $half, a proof 1964 Kennedy $half, 1923 S Monroe Doctrine Centennial commemorative half, a 1952 Washington Carver, a 1946 Booker T. Washington, and a 1892 Columbian Expo half. Got a really attractive looking 1860 New Orleans seated Liberty dollar, 1871 seated Liberty dollar. In the wrong spot, it's in the spot for Morgan, but that is an 1877 S trade dollar, a 1922 peace dollar, and swapped in the wrong spot is the 1886 Morgan silver dollar. Now this page here, you can tell the pages look a little different. These are older pages. This album was probably done in the 1960s. This page probably came from a later Dansco 7070 album and has the spots for the bicentennial coinage and Susan B. Anthony dollar. On this second to last page, we featured a bicentennial coinage. So you have the quarter, the half, and the Eisenhower dollar, all 1976 San Francisco 40% silver proofs. And they also show a modern U.S. dollar, the 1981 S Susan B. Anthony dollar. And this page, too, also came from a later version of the Dansco 7070 album, and this is the U.S. gold type page. It has the major U.S. gold types. It has 2 different $1 gold, Type 1 and Type 3. They didn't put the spot for the Type 2. I guess they figured that's a little too hard for people to get. 2 different quarter eagles, 2 half eagles, 2 eagles, and 2 double eagles are spots for those. Now, this is mostly incomplete, this page. They don't put a spot for a $3 gold either, even though it's not that tough to get. This final page of the album is the U.S. gold type page, and in it we have a Type 3 gold dollar from 1856, an 1861 Liberty Head gold quarter eagle, and a 1912 Indian Head quarter eagle. And the last coin in here is the 1904 Liberty Head Gold Half Eagle. And then here's the information it shows: the Continental Line, La Mirada, California. But again, these were done by Dansco, and some versions of these with the Continental Line actually say Dansco on them as well, but this one does not. But there we go, a mostly complete United States major typeset album. I highly recommend putting together a typeset of coins at some point for most collectors, especially those collectors out there who say, I don't know what I should collect, or I don't know what kind of coins I like. Well, if you put together a typeset and you're buying one good example, one decent example of each design, when you go through that process, you'll probably figure out ones that you really like and ones that you don't like. So there you go. I recommend everybody put one of these together at some point. Now this particular album I picked up from a customer, and we're going to be auctioning it off on my channel. Coins one by one, starting October 29th, 2022. And we'll wrap it up. We'll do half of the album on that date, and then the other half on Saturday, November 5th, 2022. So if you're interested in any of these coins, come check us out in the auction. But again, I hope you guys like this. If you guys put together a typeset, let me know in the comments below what your favorite coins are to pick up out of these typesets. Mine, I always like the odd denominations, the 2, the 3, the 2 and the 3 cents, and I like the 20 cents. Those are always my favorite ones to get. Just always have been. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and you guys keep having fun with those collections.